So day three, I've slept till pretty late to be honest today. It's what time is it? It's like 20 to 4 in the afternoon. I've been up for like maybe an hour, but I've been in bed and like this is what it's like is I was waiting for the vlog to finish uploading last night after I got home. Um it got to like 98% and failed, so I had to restart it, uploading again. So that finished at around 3 o'clock in the morning. And then by the time I actually got to sleep, I just conked out for the better part of 10 hours. And that's pretty much what it's like consistently with me, and it's kind of irritating. But anywho, I'm up now, which means today is the day that I have to uh, tackle the PC, which I'm still not crazy about. But yeah, I'm going to be moving the PC and all the gear into another room where I can just have space to kind of pull it apart, clean it all down, put it back together, maybe have some other stuff there. I'll probably try uploading the vlog while I'm at it from yesterday, seeing as my internet at home sucks so bad it'll take about probably 2 hours to upload because it's a bit of a short video, but still. And then once I've done that, I don't know, I'll probably play the cello a bit at some point today. I don't know if I'll do it first or eat some food first and do that and then tackle the computer, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, it's probably not going to be a crazily long vlog because there's not going to be a huge amount to talk about today. Not a huge amount that I'm doing. It's just a quiet one at home. Yeah, it's going to be short. My best parts of being at home is getting to chill with this guy. How you doing, buddy? Rufus, come on.
He's so cute. Look at him. Look at him.
This is kind of difficult for me to get back to. I decided what I would do is take the cello out and give it a play. But it's a very it's kind of a big deal. I've been playing the cello since I was 6, 8, so pretty young, and then since then, like, started off very casually playing a few times a week, maybe if my family was lucky. And then as I progressed more, I kind of pushed back more and practiced less and less. And then, but then there was this moment where everything changed, and I got this radically different outlook on playing music and how I should approach stuff. And suddenly I was back to practicing like every day, even if it was like grudgingly for a while. But like I got to playing, like practicing every day, playing in a variety of groups and in some crazy situations. So the cello in particular, like I play other instruments, but the cello in particular became a massive part of my life, and is, it's essentially a massive part of what makes me who I am. And I've always kind of loved playing. Sorry, I'm not used to holding it in this hand, so it's kind of, ooh. Is there a way to do it without it? Let's go with that. I've always loved playing, and I had some incredible experiences, and then everything just kind of went to shit during my last year of uni, especially. And I'm not going to turn around and say that my back is responsible for everything ending up the way it did, but it definitely played a big part in things kind of blowing as out of proportion as it did. Like, I was in a degree that I didn't enjoy. It wasn't ideal for me, and I didn't really feel like, for the most part, I was meant to be there. just wasn't the right course. But the thing was, like at the time, I had no idea what I wanted to do, and it's this consistent issue of um, education today in the UK, especially. I don't really know about anywhere else, but I assume it's kind of similar in a lot of places where you kind of get to 16, 17, 18 out here because of the way our school works, and you're meant to already have an idea of the future you want and the job that's right for you and what you're going to be doing for the next, like, what, 60 years? um, Essentially. And it there's this so much pressure and this assumption that after spending years of doing like English, maths, some science, maybe a couple of languages here and there, and then like humanities and arts and stuff, where it's just this general mishmash of stuff and giving you a broad education so that when you choose to specialize, you have a ground to build on, no matter what you choose. The issue always came down to um, it's too big a choice. And given the fact that now you have to have a degree to get a lot of jobs now, because like having a bachelor's degree is just normal here. It's like getting a master's is kind of what sets you apart, but even that's becoming quite standards, and it's the doctorate that really kind of sets you on another level. And so you end up spending quite possibly 3 4 years doing a bachelor's degree, getting in a fuck ton of debt that you'll have to then pay for time and time again for the rest of your life, really, on a whim as a teenager that you may or may not have had the right idea, and you could end up, even if you come through, get your degree, and by some miracle get a job in that field. Uh, you may not even like the job, and that's the scary thing. So I kind of went into this music degree because music was a huge part of what I did, and who I am still. Um, and the degree itself was just not what I wanted to be doing. So I lost steam with that, and then as things started to get kind of progressively worse in my mind, like I became very lax in my approach to my studies, and um, I didn't bother. I didn't go out much because I didn't have the drive. I just didn't see the point. Uh, and so it was this downward spiral that pushed into the period where my back went. And there's no, I, I never had it confirmed when I went to see people about it, when I had my MRI for it, when I had the operation on my spine. Um, and even when I've had physio, there's never really been a confirmed reason for why my back went. But one of the discs in my spine just straight up wore down into a fluid and vanished. So essentially, part of my lower spine just isn't there anymore. Um, and for quite a while, it immobilized me. It trapped a nerve in my spine. I developed sciatica, which you shouldn't really have at 20, what was I at the time, 20, 21. Um, you shouldn't have sciatica at that age. Sciatica is something really you develop as your body ages considerably. Um, and so they were very surprised that I had it in the first place. Ended up had to have an injection into my spine to essentially freeze the nerve endings in the area so that it wasn't experiencing what was essentially excruciating pain at all times. It was just a constant on switch for pain, and that at that point I was in this situation where every day I'd wake up, I couldn't get out of bed because going from lying down to sitting up was too painful, and then going from sitting to standing was too painful, and then walking was painful. So I didn't really go to many lectures. I physically just couldn't bring myself to do it. I couldn't play ever because the posture you have to hold, especially for playing the cello, just it wasn't possible anymore. I had to pull out of doing performance as part of my final year, and given the fact that I went into uni knowing that performance was my thing, to have that taken away from me by my spine going was pretty rough. I ended up having to settle for a couple of modules to replace it that really I couldn't care less about. I wasn't really that interested in, but thankfully the lecturer for those was someone I'd never had before in uni, and he was an absolute legend of a lecturer. Made something that I couldn't care less about incredibly interesting, and I actually enjoyed learning about some aspects of music that just don't interest me. um, but then after that point, like I had to wait the better part of a year just to get the MRI, because until then I was just given painkillers that made no difference, and then I was just told to wait uh, for an MRI. And physio made no difference to start with, but then I ended up getting physical therapy after the MRI, and the spinal injection, um, and that thankfully gave me my mobility back and made it possible for me to kind of go out and work. Um, and it was one of the few things that kind of gave me the drive to keep going, and just power on through stuff. But playing music and actually keeping music as a physical part of my life was something that just straight up fell off, and I ignored and didn't follow up on at all. So right now, to be sat here with, my cello down here, and I got my music and my bow. This is just a spare room in the house, and like I've got more music down there and such, and I'm sat here kind of like ready to play, and I'm nervous to really put the bow on the string and go for it. There's really only been one point since my back went that I played the cello, and it was the summer last year, when my fiance practically begged me to play it, and I was really reluctant to, because I didn't want her to have to experience me playing the cello as someone that I considered to be inferior. I knew where I was, I knew how good I was, and I knew that I would be nothing on the cellist I used to be. And I didn't want that to be her first experience, but I mean, she was grateful that I played, but in a way that kind of pushed me back even harder, and I was even more reluctant to touch it. Um, but then the other day, I went into a music store in Cardiff called Cardiff Violins. It's where we actually got this cello, and I had a chat with the guys there, and I tried out this carbon fiber cello. So Louis and Clark. Anyone who really knows about Louis and Clark will know what I mean. They're unique instruments, all black carbon fiber cellos that are super lightweight, super powerful, and sound incredible. And I sat in that room and played that cello for 20 minutes, half an hour, just fumbling around because I couldn't remember any of the music I used to play anymore. And it really kind of rekindled this desire to get the cello out again and to play properly, and to try and make it a part of my life again. And so here we are today, a couple of weeks later. I said I would do it, and I'm going to do it now. I'm not going to film it because this is probably going to be a little emotional and just a very personal experience. So I'll probably just catch you on the other side, but sorry for waffling. But that's pretty much my history right there, of kind of like part of this little situation I'm in. So yeah, I'm gonna get the cello out properly, give it a play, and then I'll let you know how it goes. So 3 hours later, I'm slouched in a chair right now with good reason, because I am utterly tired after that. I had no idea that I had 3 hours worth of playtime in me after not touching the cello for so long. My fingers are in agony. I don't know if you can see it, but they're not as calloused as they once were. So I didn't like rip the skins on my finger tips, but it wasn't exactly without pain. The tips of my fingers right now feel like they're on fire, so that's nice. But what I ended up doing was just turning on. I turned on some music and just played along with some recordings, and it wasn't close to perfect for me at all. Stopping and starting all over the place because I was like, "Oh shit, I can't play that again." So there's a lot of stuff I'll have to kind of like relearn and get my hands around. But it was so nice to, as my first time back, immerse myself in like the proper feel to the concertos I played like with recordings that had orchestras playing in it, so it was like the full experience. And then I played a couple of sonatas as well, and it was just ah it was beautiful. I'm so glad I did it, and I'm definitely going to keep playing because I really have missed this experience. It's I feel really happy for having done that, but my god, am I in pain. So I'm going to take a break for a bit. I'm going to probably start uploading the vlog from yesterday now, although it's kind of late. What time is it now? 7:25, so it'll probably be up around 9:30, 10, probably UK time. Not great, but still haven't really sorted out a pattern. The computer's going to wait, to be honest. There's no real rush for that. I can do a lot of the stuff I wanted to do now on my Surface. I can do any graphic design stuff I want to do on there. I can film vlogs on here and then edit them on here and then just transfer them over to the Surface to upload them. So that's fine. But yeah, fuck. My fingers are in agony, so I'm going to take a break. I don't know what I'll do next. We'll see. I was not wrong when I said not much was going to happen today. So I played the cello. That was cool. I flew my drone. Also cool. I ate some toasties. Cool. Hang out with Rufus the dog. Also cool. But that's literally it. I don't know. That I woke up late, which didn't really help, and I'm just. I didn't feel like I had enough time to really tackle the computer properly, so I decided to leave that for today. So that's great. One of my targets for today failed. The other success though, so I'll take 50%. It's a solid start. Hopefully I can do something interesting tomorrow. Who knows? But for the time being, I'm gonna probably just end up just kind of winding down towards sleeping from here on out. The vlog went up for day 2 earlier on while I was watching The Dark Knight, because while I'm uploading, literally nothing else can happen on the internet at home. So I had to do something that was not relying on using Wi-Fi. So I just whacked in a Blu-ray and watched a film. But yeah, tomorrow... Fuck, what am I going to do tomorrow? I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Do you know what? I'll leave it as we'll see. I'm kind of tired. I wanna wind down for now. So it's day 3. It doesn't feel like a crazy day, but you know it is what it is. So thanks for stopping by again, and hope you've done something a bit more interesting than I have. But yeah, peace out. Have fun. Oh, and catch you tomorrow.